I feel weird today in my car. I don't know why. But we're just going to do it. Today, in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about letting go of your old self. I kind of talked about it in one of my older videos, but didn't feel like I went too much in depth with it as much as I am with this video. This one's going to kind of be like a vlog, a little mini series, but we're going to see what we do with it. Anyways, letting go of your old self is one of the hardest things that you will ever do. No one ever really tells you how deep this goes because everybody has their own experience. For me, it felt like a loss, like I was grieving myself. I felt myself trying to go back into my old self-sabotaging patterns. And no one really tells you what it's like until you're in it yourself. There was this whole thing with me trying to gain that sense of self again, right? But I just didn't know that person. I was still trying to just half-ass stuff and just kind of have those same habits that I had before, where I would kind of be in something but not really, or try something and didn't like it. And it just wasn't doing as much for me. I couldn't even watch shows or things that I like to watch too because it just didn't interest me. There were certain interests that I had, whether it was the type of art I made or the things I like to do. Like, it just didn't give me that same like spark or just feeling I had before. And I just felt lost. I just felt like there was this empty space and didn't know who I was anymore, what to do with that space. I was trying to pick up so many different things and it just wasn't doing it for me. Until I realized that it wasn't something that I actually lost, but something I gained. And what I mean by that is it was gained space, right? In order to just think of it like a house that's a cluttered house. In order to make new space for something, a new idea or new furniture, you have to get rid of the old furniture, right? You have to declutter, throw things away, whether it's just like whether it's trash, just old things that you no longer need. And it's either giving them away, selling them, whatever it is, but you have to create new space for that new thing that you want. Like, for example, we're using the sofa as it, right? So we had to get rid of our old sofa in order to put a new one in. And for me, there were so many different components where I use the furniture reference, where it's like I wanted a new sofa, a nightstand, a bed, a lamp, but I was still keeping my old stuff there and somehow wanted there to be room for these new things. And it was me going back and forth of being like, no, I can keep the old and it could still benefit me now. But the harsh truth was that I can't. No one can. That's how we end up hoarding. That's how we get clutter, and we're just in this false fallacy and delusion that we're actually getting somewhere when we're really not. And I really had to come to terms with that with myself and be like, this is not what I need to do now. This is what I need to do for my future self. And it was hard to really take that into consideration because I love to hold on to things. I feel like there's not like a full hoarder, but like there's certain things where I just felt like it was part of my old self, where if I let this person go or I let this thing go, it's no longer going to be with me, or I'm no longer going to have that memory. And it's hard to let something go when you're just like, it's that person was there or that thing was there for you in your toughest of times. But the thing is that ultimately we have a choice. We either keep it and not grow, or let it go for something new. And this is me letting go for something new. It's me finding the gym as a place that I love to go to, no longer having gym anxiety. A little bit, but not as much as I used to have. It's me marathon training, going on my runs that I'm going to soon take you guys on with me, and we're just going to hang out and do it together. It's me getting into drawing, but with a new medium. I've been into Posca markers and just using bright colors, oranges, yellows, greens, and steering away from my graphite drawings, which I still love, and I think I'll get back into it, but just a mixture of stuff. It's also trying to pick up learning how to play the guitar. I've had a guitar, I got it from my uncle, I want to say like over 10-15 years ago, and it was just sitting there. I tried picking it up a couple times, but never really gave myself that chance. And I did a couple months ago, and then I didn't have a strong why for it. And I just let it go again. But it's really doing something for myself, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, that's going to help me meet this new version of myself, because I still feel empty. I really don't know who I am right now. I literally lost everything, and it was for me to gain something new. I was let go from my job. Finances had to change up. I felt like my whole world was crumbling down, and I just didn't know what to do. I felt like I was going to go into a bout of depression, and I really had to dig myself out of the trenches and crawl out, because I wasn't going to go through that depression again. I really dealt with that, and that was an actual loss of losing my dog and losing my great grandmother. They were my two best friends, and that put me in a whole bout of depression for about 2-3 years. I didn't even know who I was. I was numb, and I wasn't going to go through that again, because I learned so much of myself and what I can really do, and I'm not going to let go of that potential that I know I have. And this is a newfound light that I'm going to let shine. It's like walking into a room and you see that person that's just like glowing, right? You see them with so much confidence and drip, and you're just like, where the hell is this person coming from? Like, how are they this confident and competent with themselves? And it comes from in here, not from anywhere else. And that's something that we each have to learn. Because at the end of the day, we fill our own cup. And for myself, that's me learning who I am, learning who this new version of myself is. I'm about to be 30 at the end of the year, and I want to go into my 30s physically fit, mentally attuned, stoic, with more emotional intelligence, and a stronger belief in my faith and spirituality. And I'm putting it on record here because that's something that I know all of us deal with. And I want to take you guys along with that journey, because I want you guys to know that you're not alone. We're in this together. We are in a place and time where a lot of stuff is self-centered. It's all about ourselves and what we do, but at the same time too, like, there's so much support. You can get support from family and friends, but when you put yourself out there, and that's something I've learned through posting on social media, is that there's strangers, it's you guys that are supporting me or supporting each other. And it's because we share common beliefs, common goals. What else is there? Just anything that likes, interests, and it's that builds. It's that builds community. And when we build that community, there's nothing that could stop us at that point. So this is me telling you guys that we're in this together. We could do this. And we're going to find out what we both like. I'm going to find out what I like and what I don't like. And I know that in this moment in time, what I'm passionate about and what I'm aiming towards is something that's going to put me onto my next chapter in the future. Because this level of uncertainty and just unknown is crazy. And if there's one thing I've learned, is that I have to have blinded faith and intentional delusion. Because if I don't, it's just putting myself in a place of just despair and depression. And I can't afford to do that this time. It's not worth it. There's so many people that are looking up to me, family, friends, you guys, and I'm not going to let anybody down. I'm not going to let myself down this time. I've quit so many times before, and that's just not something that's in my vocabulary anymore. I can't quit. There's too much on the line. So with that, let's continue growing, and you always have a choice. Please comment down below what you're working on or what you guys want to work on. Please like and subscribe for more videos. I'm trying to upload every Friday. It's been a little hard, and I felt like I hadn't had content to make, but I'm going to do it for myself and for you guys.